You're listening to the Mermaid Podcast here on WPOD-FM, Mermaid Radio. I'm Gary Guppy, and we hope you enjoy today's program.
Hi guys, this is Sierra Mermaid here, and I am just going to jump right into the water here and state that this is our bonus episode. The Siren episode was our past episode, and as you guys know, there was a bit of a difficulty with my file, and we wanted to wait until the Sirens were gone to fully talk about it, so they didn't come for us, because they are exactly what happened. I'll tell you guys about it really quick. So I'll admit, we were swimming and sailing a little bit too far out than we normally would, feeling a little bit daring with the holiday season. Approached me, and they were gonna take my sailor, and I was like, hey, yo, no, that's my sailor, you can't have him, that's mine. And they said to me, we have to steal something, so what else do you have if you're not going to give us the sailor? And all I had, unfortunately, were the files. And they snatched them right out of my hand, and they dove right on down into the deep. But I kept my sailor, so it was the price I had to pay, and we will just get this all recorded again. Because I can replace the recording, I can't replace the sailor.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
These Sirens were a pesky
They were
bunch.
a rough crowd. So
Okay.
what I wanted to talk to you guys about was the Rusalka. They come from Slavic folklore, and they are a nature spirit that is found within the rivers, the lakes, swamps, but also in woods and fields. They are associated with nature, and they take care of nature, and their vibes and looks are very different wherever you are in that area. It could be believed that these are girls who drown themselves because of an unhappy love, or it could also be a man in some examples. But it could only happen during Trinity Week for men, as apparently during that week they could retain their gender and become Rusalki. According to the myth, the first of the Rusalka was Kostroma, and it's a little crazy. You guys may want to have a seat. She became the first after discovering that her newlywed husband, Kapalo, who was also her brother. Yes!
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so we're dealing with some real Greek stuff right now.
Yeah,
She
so
finds this out.
did she know it was her brother before marrying?
And she's
Oh.
like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. I'm gonna go drown myself. And she did so in a forest lake, or depending on where you are, a river. It's
Valid crash out.
very, very valid crash out.
Yes.
I don't even want to imagine how she was feeling. The Rusalka, are often described as skin, but crazy long arms and long greenish hair. They are usually naked, but the ones that are dressed are depicted in torn sundresses almost. The hair is pretty much always in that area a sign of evil spirits, as it's not customary for the selves to walk with.
The way you're describing this is just kind of making me think of that one character, Old Greg.
Oh my God.
From that one Adult Swim
Literally
show.
is just like Old Greg. And it mentioned that because he's green, and Trinity Week's also known as the Green Week. It's in early June, and that's like where they come out. And there's also a type of Rusalka that literally, like, I could just see him. Like, it was so him. Gosh. Let me see the name. I'm gonna skip down a little bit because, crazy. So, instead of, like, Old Greg, they are women, but they are just, like, not at all what you would expect. they seem to have that kind of attitude.
Old Meg.
They're evil, but they are they are ugly women with just huge, like ridiculously huge.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a way to put that.
Yeah. Apparently that is in like the
Well, now we know what they get up to, I guess, telling stories around the fire of
yes.
water spirits with huge knockers.
That's scary. That's what I've read. But
Hey, maybe it's to make them less scary.
maybe.
This myth was originated
By
by,
men.
you know, he's like our knockers
yeah,
too.
you know, I get it.
Get some sapphic love in
Exactly.
there.
They often comb their hair with a hairbrush made of fishbone, and swimming during that week is strictly forbidden because they will drag you down to the riverbed.
Naturally.
Oh, absolutely. And they do have some positive traits besides the big knockers. They're said to love children at least and protect them in any possible way. That includes saving
Aw.
them from wild animals, taking them out of the forest, and some even rescue drowning people.
So during this week, some will kill you if you swim, but then other times they will save you.
Yeah, they're so diverse in both behavior and looks that it is just crazy. There's so much that I could talk about. I feel like all of my points are just here, there.
Mm-hmm.
They
I was gonna say, I think bipolar kind of describes them a bit more.
have,
Such spirits.
and some even, once again with the differences, speaking of children, some even have the appearance of small children to the point,
Oh my god.
yes.
Oh, that's actually kind of spooky.
That is. There's nothing spookier than like children.
Yes. So they almost at first reminded me of the Siren, but then as I kept reading, I was like, okay, also the witch in the very beginning of Beauty and the Beast from the 90s, got it. Okay, also like black-eyed children kind of legend, got it.
Why do we always find, like, kids scary in horror films? Like, I'm sorry, but listen, little doll kid, right? With, like, black eyes staring at you. You know, you're probably gonna be petrified for, like, a minute, but, like, what's stopping you from just, like, running up and punting the
I
little
was
fucker?
gonna say punting.
Well, what I've always come to understand, it's really similar about with like how in movies people are like, I won't watch it if the child dies. It's because children represent innocence, and some people's minds just cannot handle the idea of something innocent being inherently.
I mean, that's fair, you know, and I do like the whole idea of, like, corrupted innocence in horror myself. I mean, I was a Five Nights at Freddy's fan at one point, but...
Yeah, one. So, given that these legends arose in this area, and it's said that this week in early June it makes people turn into them, what might, like, a common folklore in this area, what was going on in early June? That are there monsoons, or, like, maybe rains, or
Well,
rough waters?
actually, yes. So, on top of their shape-shifting abilities to turn into really any animal that's in the area, squirrels, rats, horses, cows, they were also known to cause storms that included, like, horrible rain, crushing hail, and it caused the river to overflow and floods. So around that
People
time when
would
I'm coming was a very, you know, once the weather started to change from that summer, it's so common everywhere. Things do flood. And I think that this was just their way of explaining it when they didn't have any sort of science to back anything up. A lot of the time it did fall to gods, goddesses, or
In this case, Sirens.
yep, the Rusalki. It was them and their
What a way to sum this up.
I know.
Can the big booby ladies please give us some rain? Because, like, it's been so dry up here in upstate New York for, like, the longest
I
time.
have had the opposite. It's so funny because we are 3 hours away, actually, me and Merman Nathaniel, and that's like raining. Like, you can have You can have one of the big boobies.
You can have one of the big booby ladies. Please put that on a quote.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be one of our first pieces of merch. We're just gonna have Sierra's face on there with
Oh,
with that
God.
quote plastered on it.
All right, thank you, Sierra Mermaid, for presenting your fabulous info on the Rusalki. I feel like we've all learned a little something about our creepy doll, big booby siren people. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini bonus episode. We will see you guys next month for our November episode, A Season of Gratitude. And if you haven't already, please follow us on Blue Sky at the Mermaid Podcast and subscribe. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is our brand new YouTube channel. We hope that we're going to be able to upload more shorts, more one-off episodes, rather than just our big monthly episodes. So we're really excited for what the future holds for us, right, guys?
Thanks for listening, guys, and happy splashing. This has been the Mermaid Podcast here on WPOD FM Mermaid Radio. I'm Gary Guppy, and we hope to catch you all next time.